Hey everyone, welcome to the first annual Middle Tennessee Council virtual campout. We are here at the Great Camp Boxwell in Camp Stallman at the activity yard. I'm Seth.
And I'm Panda.
And we're going to talk to you today about the best thing we do in the whole activity yard, and that is knots. And always remember, the best thing about knots is the ones that can be untied. So we're going to show about 5 knots today, but Panda's got the first 2. Panda, what are those?
So I'm going to be showing both the square knot and the bowline. Now they're not too hard, they're pretty simple, and they're some of the first ones you'll learn in scouting. So the square knot, for instance, it's the first one you should be learning. Hopefully you're already familiar with it, and it's also the symbol for scouting. You can see it all over your uniform. It's right there, and if you have any of the square knots on your uniform, you'll see them there too. Now it's used for putting together 2 pieces of rope that are around the same size, and it's pretty simple. All you have to do, you take your 2 ropes, one in your right hand, one in your left hand. Take the one on the right, put it over the one on the left, and then twist it around. So you have something that looks like that. Now do that again, but switch it. The one that's now in your left hand, which is the same one that was in your right earlier, put it over the one that's now in your right, and twist it around and pull it tight. And if you did it right, it should look a lot like this. And one really easy noticeable characteristic of it is if you push on it, it does that. If you can do that, you've done a square knot. And now the next one is a little bit different. It's the bowline or the bowline. Now, it's also called the rescue knot. It's the knot that you should tie, say, if you're out rappelling or if you're out climbing, anything like that. But it also has all sorts of other uses, such as if you want to tie an anchor onto a rope, if you're out boating. You want to lift that anchor up? Well, the bowline, it makes a loop that won't slip. So it's perfect for that. And it's also not that hard. Only takes 1 rope, and you have to make a little loop. Notice my one side that's coming up is from under the loop. Then you take the side that's going down, put it up through, but you don't want to take it all the way. A little bit up through there, bring it around this side, the back, and then grab both that are under this loop and this one here and pull it tight. And if you dig it right, you should have a loop that won't slip. Now I'm going to tie those one more time for you, and I'm going to go a little bit slower this time too, just so that I know at home you can keep up with me and tie these at home. Give it a shot, and I want you to show us down below what you managed to do. So with the square knot again, one in the right, one in the left. Right goes over the left, and then twist it around. Then we're going to take the one that's now on the left, put it over the right, and twist it around underneath the loop you made before. And then give it a pull. And you should have a square knot. Now let's check it real quick because I make mistakes too. Yep. That's a square knot. Now, the bowline. One more time. Got my 1 rope, so I'm going to make a loop. Now, I've heard it put a lot before with a rabbit, a hole in a tree. It's a very common explanation for it. You have the tree, comes around from underneath the hole, and this is your rabbit. You're going to come up out of the hole. Rabbit's going to go around that tree, and then it sees you and it freaks out and it goes back down into that hole. And now you have a loop that should never slip or tighten on you.
All right, so great job, Panda. Great knots. Now I'm going to teach you one knot that just requires 1 rope. It's called the stopper knot. It looks like a figure 8, so some people call it a figure 8 knot. What this knot is used for is, in its name, it's used to stop when a rope is going through a hole or going through a pulley. When you pull it, it'll stop on this knot. So you take the rope, you're going to loop it once, you're going to loop it twice, and you're going to put the end through it, and it's going to look like a figure 8. I'm going to do that one more time, a little slower this time. So you take the rope, you're going to make a loop. It doesn't matter how big or how small the loop, just as long as it'll fit the rope through. And then you're going to take that loop and you're going to twist it around again. You're going to take that one piece of rope and you're going to take it and you're just going to put it right through the hole, and that's your stopper knot. It's not going to go anywhere through. Alright, so for these next two knots, these knots are used in the Pioneering Merit Badge, and they're starting knots for the lashings. Panda, will you grab the log, please?
Absolutely.
Alright, so this first one we're going to do is going to be the Clove Hitch. This is going to be the knot you're going to use most often for starting lashings. It starts the square lashing and the floor lashing and several others. The only one it does not start is the diagonal. So you're going to take your rope, alright? You're going to take it, and what's characteristically known about the Clove Hitch is the X. You're going to make the X like this. Alright, so it's going to look like an X. You're going to take the long piece and you're going to go down through, and then you're going to pull it tight. You push them together, pull them tight again, and then you're able to start your lashing. Alright, so let's do it one more time, a little bit slower. So you're going to take your rope. You're going to take it, you're going to put one end over. You're then going to take the other end, and you're going to make an X. Alright, you see that? There's a little X in there. Alright, you're going to take it, and then you're going to go up through the middle of the X, and you're going to pull it tight, pull it together, and pull it tight. Alright, this knot is not going to slip unless you start pulling on it or pushing on it, and it's a great way to start and end your lashings. Alright, so then the odd lashing out, the diagonal lashing, it takes a little bit different of a knot. This knot is called the timber hitch. It was used for carrying timber behind horses, and how you would tie the knot, it would pull the log with it and it wouldn't slip. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the rope, you're going to put it over like this, and then you're going to take one piece and you're going to wrap it around the other. From here, you're going to start wrapping it around itself, just like this. Alright, you need to do this at least 3 or 4 times, but I do it till I run out of rope. Alright, and then you're going to push it down, and then look, it's not going to slip at all. Alright, so one more time, a little bit slower. You're going to take your rope, you're going to put it over it. You're then going to take the rope like this. You're going to take the rope and you're going to wrap it around the other piece. You're then going to wrap it back around itself going down. And then you do this till you run out of rope. And then you're going to push it down, and then you're able to start lashing. Alright, so using all these knots, I want y'all to come and look at what we just built using these. Come on with me. Hey, so right here, this is our project. All it is 2 tripod lashings and a single floor lashing. So once you get really good at your knots, you may be able to make something like this. Remember, be safe with your knots and do not try something this big at home.
Come on, Seth, why don't we try this out? Hop on.
Whee!